Every morning, you have two choices. Hit the snooze button and dream for 5 more minutes, or get up and chase the dream for the next 15 hours. The alarm clock rings for everyone, but only a few people wake up for their purpose. My friends, success doesn't begin with luck, it begins with mindset. You know, the biggest tragedy in life is not when someone fails, it's when someone stops dreaming. The world is full of people who have buried their dreams under doubt, fear, and comfort. They once had visions that could change the world, but somewhere along the way, they traded their fire for security. Why? Because dreaming big is uncomfortable. It makes you question yourself. It makes people laugh at you. It keeps you awake at night, whispering, "What if I fail?" But that's the beauty of it. If your dream doesn't make you nervous, it's not big enough. A small dream fits inside your comfort zone. A big dream forces you to grow beyond it. The moment your dream scares you is the moment it starts to shape you. Fear is not your enemy. It's your signal that you're on the right path. Most people don't fail because they aim too high and miss. They fail because they aim too low and hit. Think about that. The problem isn't that your goals are too ambitious. It's that they're too safe. You can't build a skyscraper with the mindset of someone painting a small hut. You can't create a global impact if you think like someone afraid to leave their street. When your dream is small, your motivation stays small. When your dream is huge, the energy inside you starts to burn stronger. A big dream doesn't just wake you up early. It keeps you awake at night. It pushes you to learn, to explore, to become someone capable of achieving it. Because the truth is, dreams don't come true because they're easy. They come true because they transform you into someone who can handle the weight of success. But dreaming big also comes with isolation. When you start to talk about big goals, when you tell people you want to build something extraordinary, most will laugh. Some will roll their eyes. Others will tell you, "Be realistic." You'll hear, "That's not possible," or "No one from here has done that before." And that's fine, because the bigger your dream, the smaller your circle becomes. Big dreamers often walk alone at first. The world doesn't believe in what it can't see yet. That's your job. You must believe before anyone else does. You must have faith when the results are invisible. Remember, all great stories start with someone who was laughed at. The difference between ordinary people and legends is simple. Legends refuse to shrink their dreams to fit small minds. Dreams are not meant to be logical. They are meant to be magnetic. A logical goal doesn't inspire anyone, but a dream that seems impossible, that catches attention, that attracts people who think like you, people who are hungry like you, people who believe that impossible is just a word lazy people invented to avoid trying. Your dream has power. It can pull opportunities toward you like a magnet. But that only happens when you talk about it, work for it, and live for it, even when no one else sees what you see. You can't build a movement around something ordinary. The world already has enough people playing small. It's starving for those who dare to think extraordinary. And remember this, every big dream starts as a tiny spark. No one wakes up one morning and suddenly becomes a billionaire, a leader, or a change maker. Every dream starts invisible, a whisper in your heart, a thought that feels too crazy to say out loud. But if you protect that spark, if you feed it with belief and effort, it will grow into a flame. The secret is consistency. Every day, do something, even small, that keeps your dream alive. Read, learn, plan, execute, fail, and get up again. Because success doesn't come from having a perfect plan, it comes from refusing to stop moving. If your dream is truly big, it will demand everything from you. Your patience, your time, your heart. But in return, it will make you someone unrecognizable, someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined. Finally, understand that big dreams don't just change your life. They change lives around you. When you dream big, you give others permission to do the same. You become proof that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. You inspire your family, your friends, your community. You create ripples of courage in the people who watch you. That's why it's not selfish to dream big, it's your duty. Because when you reach for something higher, you lift others with you. And that's what true success is. Not money, not fame, but the ability to awaken belief in others. So, let your dream be so bold, so wild, that it shakes fear out of you and faith into everyone around you. Dream until the dream itself starts dreaming through you. Everybody wants to start big. Everyone dreams of launching the next billion-dollar company, owning the biggest house, driving the fastest car. But let me tell you something, greatness never begins big. The biggest companies in the world started in small rooms. The most powerful ideas were once written on napkins. The most successful people began with nothing but energy, hunger, and belief. You don't need to wait for perfect timing, perfect capital, or perfect circumstances. Because if you wait for perfect, you'll be waiting your entire life. The truth is simple. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. The biggest lie people tell themselves is, I'll start when I'm ready. Ready. You'll never feel ready. There will always be something missing. Money, time, confidence, experience. But the secret is that readiness doesn't come before the journey. It comes because of the journey. Every successful person you see today once took a shaky first step. They didn't know everything, they just started. They learned as they went. Life rewards movement. The universe opens doors for those who knock, not for those who stand outside waiting for luck. So, don't waste another year thinking about what you could do. Take that first step today. Even if it's small, even if it's clumsy, it's better than standing still. People think small beginnings mean weakness. No, they mean wisdom. Starting small means you have room to fail, to experiment, to learn without losing everything. It means you can make mistakes cheaply, quietly, and early. Every empire began as a small idea nobody believed in. When you start small, you understand every corner of your dream. The details, the struggles, the customers, the foundation. That knowledge becomes your advantage when you scale. It's better to start small and grow naturally than to start big and collapse quickly. A slow start builds strong roots. A strong root survives every storm. So, never be ashamed of humble beginnings. Be proud that you dared to begin when others only talked. Let me tell you something powerful. Starting small trains your mind to think creatively. When you don't have much, you're forced to use your brain, not your wallet. You innovate because you must. You hustle because you have no choice. You find ways to do more with less, and that builds resilience. A person who learns to survive on little becomes unstoppable when they finally have more. That's why the smartest people start small. They know the process is their real profit. Every small step adds up. Every small victory becomes momentum. Success is not one big jump. It's thousands of small steps taken consistently. The mountain looks high from below, but when you start climbing, one small step at a time, one day you look down and realize how far you've come. The danger in waiting to start big is this: you start building excuses instead of results. I'll start when I have money. I'll start when I find the right team. I'll start when the economy is better. My friend, if you can't start when it's hard, you won't survive when it's easy. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is now. You don't need all the answers. You just need one thing: movement. Because once you move, life moves with you. People notice you. Opportunities find you. The road reveals itself as you walk. But if you wait at the starting line for the perfect weather, the race will be over before you even take a step. And here's the truth. Starting small is not about the size of your action. It's about the size of your intention. You might be working from a small room today, but if your vision is global, your results will grow with your mindset. Every time you take a small action toward your dream, you are voting for the person you want to become. Those small votes add up. One day, people will call you lucky, not realizing that your luck was built from 1,000 small beginnings. So don't be embarrassed to start where you are. Don't despise small progress. A seed doesn't look like a tree, but inside it is a forest waiting to happen. You just have to plant it. Today, not tomorrow. Because tomorrow is the word that kills more dreams than failure ever will. When I say act like the rich, I'm not talking about wearing designer clothes, driving expensive cars, or showing off money. No, I'm talking about a mindset, the mindset of wealth, growth, and vision. You see, poor thinking keeps people poor even when they have money, and rich thinking makes people rich even when they have nothing. True wealth doesn't start in your wallet, it starts in your head. If your mind is poor, your money will disappear. But if your mind is rich, even when you lose everything, you'll rebuild it all again, stronger, faster, wiser. That's why I tell people, before you earn like the rich, learn to think like the rich. Because money follows mindset, not the other way around. Rich people think in terms of value. Poor people think in terms of cost. When faced with a challenge, the poor mind says, this is too expensive. The rich mind asks, how can I afford it? How can I make this happen? One sees a wall, the other sees a door waiting to be found. The rich mindset focuses on solutions, not problems. They don't cry over what's missing. They create what's needed. They don't complain about the situation. They adjust their strategy. That's why even in crisis, they stay calm. They don't see losses, they see lessons. They don't see setbacks, they see setups. You must train your mind to find opportunity in every obstacle. Because wealth isn't built in good times. It's built by people who stay creative in bad ones. The rich also understand something most people ignore: money is a result, not a goal. You can't chase money and expect happiness. Money comes naturally when you chase excellence, service, and growth. So stop saying, I want to be rich. Start saying, I want to create value. Rich people focus on how they can help others, how they can solve problems, how they can make life easier for someone else. When you shift your focus from getting to giving, from consuming to creating, wealth begins to chase you. Remember, money is like a shadow. When you run after it directly, it moves away. But when you move toward purpose, the shadow follows you everywhere. So act rich in your purpose. Act rich in your discipline. Act rich in your gratitude. Because those are the real currencies that never lose value. When you think like the rich, you carry yourself differently. You speak with confidence. You move with clarity. You respect yourself and others. You plan ahead. You don't waste time gossiping, complaining, or comparing. You understand that energy is currency and you spend it wisely. The rich mindset says, my time is precious. My habits define me. My environment shapes me. So you protect your focus. You read instead of scrolling. You network instead of gossiping. You invest instead of wasting. You learn instead of pretending to know it all. That's how kings think. With intention, with vision, with purpose. You may not have a crown on your head today, but your mindset can still rule your destiny. Acting like the rich also means believing you deserve success even before you have it. Many people sabotage themselves because they don't believe they're worthy. They think, people like me don't get rich, or I don't come from the right background. Stop that thinking immediately. You don't need to come from wealth to create it. You don't need permission to become great. The rich mindset is not about privilege. It's about responsibility. It says, if no one believes in me, I'll believe in myself. It says, if I don't have the resources, I'll become resourceful. It says, if the door is closed, I'll build my own. That's the power of acting like the rich. You stop waiting for luck and start creating your own future. You become unstoppable because your confidence doesn't depend on your circumstances. Finally, when you act like the rich, you realize that wealth is more than money. It's freedom. It's the ability to make choices, to create impact, to help others. And that kind of wealth begins long before the first dollar arrives. It starts when you think like a king while still in your village. It starts when you carry gratitude instead of jealousy, vision instead of fear, discipline instead of excuses. Every rich person you admire today once looked like a dreamer, a fool, or a nobody. But they thought differently. They acted like success before success arrived, and that's why it came. So carry yourself with dignity, even when your pockets are empty. Walk like you're going somewhere. Talk like you believe it. Work like it's already yours. Because when you act like the rich in spirit, one day the world will treat you like one in reality. Rejection. The word everyone fears, but every successful person respects. You see, rejection is not the opposite of success, it's a vital part of it. Every no you hear is a small lesson wrapped in pain. Every door that closes teaches you how to find another one. The difference between people who fail and those who win is not talent or luck. It's how they handle rejection. Some people get rejected once and give up forever. Others get rejected 100 times and still smile, saying, next time I'll come back stronger. The truth is, rejection is life's filter. It separates those who say they want success from those who actually mean it. So when someone rejects you, don't take it personally. Take it as a sign that life is preparing you for something bigger. When people say no to you, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. It simply means you haven't found the right yes yet. Think about it. How many great inventions, careers, and dreams would never have existed if their creators had stopped after the first rejection? Every successful person has a rejection story. The job they didn't get. The investor who said no. The customer who laughed. The idea everyone ignored. But they didn't quit. They used rejection as fuel. They turned pain into power. They learned what didn't work, improved it, and came back wiser. Rejection, my friend, is the world's most honest teacher. It teaches humility, patience, and resilience. 3 things that no book, no course, and no mentor can truly give you. You have to understand something powerful. Rejection isn't the end of your story. It's just the rough draft. Too many people treat rejection like a full stop, when in reality it's just a comma. It's a pause to help you rewrite your next chapter better. The truth is, the more rejections you face, the closer you get to success. Why? Because every rejection gives you data. It shows you what to fix, what to change, what to avoid. Success is not built on luck, it's built on feedback. And rejection is feedback with emotion attached to it. That emotion hurts, yes, but that's what makes it unforgettable. The sting of rejection pushes you to grow faster than comfort ever could. That's why rejection is a gift, painful, but priceless. But let's be honest, Rejection will break you down before it builds you up. It will test your belief like nothing else. You will question your worth. You will doubt your talent. You will wonder, maybe I'm not made for this. That's normal. Everyone feels that way. But here's where most people lose. They let rejection define them instead of refine them. They stop trying. They stop believing. And that's exactly when success was just around the corner. When you're rejected, you have two choices: shrink or shine. You can either cry about what didn't happen, or you can rise and prove why it should have. The ones who make it are not the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who refuse to stay down after rejection. They use every no as motivation to create their next was. You must also learn to separate rejection from identity. When someone says no to your idea, they're not saying no to your worth. When an employer rejects you, they're not rejecting your potential. They're just choosing something that fits their moment, not your future. Rejection is often redirection. It's the universe pushing you toward the path that actually belongs to you. You may not see it now, but one day you'll look back and say, thank God that door closed. Because if it hadn't, you wouldn't have found the one that opened everything. So instead of asking, why me? Start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Every rejection carries a message. Sometimes it says, work harder. Sometimes wait longer. And sometimes, go somewhere else. The trick is to listen. And here's the final truth about rejection. The moment you stop fearing it, you become unstoppable. The most dangerous person in the world is the one who has nothing to lose. When rejection no longer scares you, when none no longer hurts you, you become free. Free to try new things, to take bigger risks, to dream louder. Because every time someone says no, it's proof that you're trying something bold enough to be noticed. So don't hide from rejection. Chase it, collect it, celebrate it. The more you're rejected, the closer you are to greatness. Because rejection doesn't mean failure. It means you're still in the game. It means you're still fighting. And one day, all those no's will turn into a single, powerful yes that makes every painful moment worth it. If you want to build something that lasts, start with people, not money. Because money can buy buildings, but only people can build empires. The truth is, success isn't measured by how many products you sell or how many digits are in your account. It's measured by how many people grow because of you. Every great company, every lasting legacy, every visionary leader understands one thing. You don't build business first. You build people first. When you build strong people, they build everything else. They build your ideas, your brand, your reputation, your success. But if you neglect them, everything you build will eventually collapse, no matter how profitable it looks today. When you start a dream, you might begin alone, but you cannot grow alone. You can walk fast alone, yes, but you can only go far together. The people you choose to walk with determine how far your vision travels. Some leaders make the mistake of chasing money and forgetting their team. They treat people like tools, not partners. And for a while it works, profits rise, targets are met. But then, the spirit of the team dies. The truth is, a motivated team can achieve miracles that money alone cannot. When people feel seen, valued, and trusted, they don't just work. They give their heart. A leader's real power is not in control, but in connection. The stronger your connection with your people, the stronger your foundation becomes. Building people begins with trust. You can't fake it. You must show it. Every day. Trust doesn't mean agreeing with everyone. It means believing in their potential even when they doubt themselves. It means giving them chances to lead, to make decisions, to fail, and to rise. A weak leader hoards power because he's afraid of losing it. A great leader shares power because he knows it multiplies. When you empower people, you turn workers into warriors. You don't have to push them. They start pushing themselves. They don't work for you. They work with you. That's the kind of culture that builds legacies. You don't need to hire perfect people. You need to believe in ordinary people until they do extraordinary things. And here's something most people never understand. When you focus on people first, profit doesn't disappear. It multiplies. Why? Because people who feel respected give their best. They go the extra mile. They solve problems creatively. They protect the company's name as if it's their own. When you build people, they build your customers, your innovation, your reputation. The energy inside your team flows outward. A company full of motivated, respected, and growing people creates products that touch hearts. But a company that chases numbers and ignores people may grow fast, but it won't last. Because profit may build a building, but people build belief. And belief is what keeps the lights on when the numbers fall. To build people, you must also build a culture of learning. Encourage curiosity. Reward questions. Teach your people to think, not just follow. The world changes fast. Skills get old, technology evolves, markets shift. If your people stop learning, your company starts dying. So be a teacher as much as a leader. Celebrate growth, not just performance. Help your team become smarter than you. That's the true mark of a great leader. Not being the smartest person in the room, but creating more smart people around you. Remember this: if your team only works well when you're watching, you've built followers. But if they keep building when you're not there, you've built leaders. And leaders build legacies. Finally, never forget. People remember how you made them feel, not just how much you paid them. The respect, trust, and kindness you give come back multiplied. When you build people with love, patience, and purpose, they don't just stay for a paycheck, they stay for the mission. That's how great movements are born. The most powerful thing you can do as a leader is make people believe in themselves again. Show them that their work matters. Remind them that they are not just part of your dream. They are part of something that can change lives. Because in the end, money is temporary. Fame is temporary, but the people you lift, they are your legacy. Build them first, and everything else will follow. Success is not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about stamina. You see, anyone can work hard for 1 day, 1 week, even 1 month. But the world doesn't reward those who burn bright for a moment. It rewards the people who keep burning, even when the flame feels small, even when life tests them, even when they are tired, frustrated, and beaten down. The journey to greatness is long, and it will exhaust you. But the fire you carry inside, your passion, your purpose, your refusal to give up, that is what will carry you through every storm. Some days you will wake up and feel invisible. No one will notice your effort. No one will recognize your struggle. You will feel like quitting. That's when most people fail. They let exhaustion and doubt overtake their determination. But you cannot let that happen. Fire is not just energy, fire is commitment. It is the voice inside that says, I may be tired, but I am not done. You must learn to feed that fire, even with small sparks, a positive thought, a kind word to yourself, a small victory that reminds you why you started. Because when you feed the fire consistently, it never dies, it only grows stronger. Tiredness is inevitable. Rejection is inevitable. Failures, mistakes, and setbacks will come. They always do. But the difference between those who succeed and those who give up is simple: resilience. When you fall, get up. When you fail, try again. When life pushes you back, lean forward harder. Success is not about avoiding the storm. It is about dancing in the rain. The fire inside you must be bigger than the fear outside. It must shine brighter than the darkness around you. Every moment of struggle is not punishment, it is preparation. Every sleepless night is building your strength. Every I can't is your chance to prove I will. You must also learn to remind yourself why you started. The fire burns strongest when you reconnect with your purpose. Your why is bigger than your tired. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Picture it every morning. Let it pull you out of bed when your body refuses. The fire in your heart is fueled by meaning, not comfort. People who succeed long-term are not the strongest, smartest, or luckiest. They are the ones who have a reason too big to quit. That reason keeps them moving when everything else seems impossible. Your mission, your vision, your dream. These are the flames that never allow fatigue to extinguish you. Another secret of fire is consistency. You don't need to run a marathon every day. You just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Small steps repeated tirelessly compound into unstoppable momentum. The person who works steadily, relentlessly, even when tired, eventually overtakes the one who burns fast and burns out. Fire is not about the heat of one moment. It's about keeping the flame alive over years. Discipline keeps the fire alive. Persistence fans it. Belief sustains it. And over time, that fire becomes a blaze that lights your path, and the path for everyone around you. Finally, understand this: the fire you carry is contagious. When you refuse to give up, when you work while others rest, when you keep your vision alive even in adversity, people notice. Your passion inspires. Your persistence motivates. Your courage ignites others' fire. That is the power of refusing to lose your spark. The world will always be tired, afraid, and distracted. If you are not, you become the lighthouse. You become the example. You become the unstoppable force that others want to follow. So no matter how tired you feel, no matter how many obstacles appear, keep the fire alive, keep moving, keep believing, keep working. Because the flame inside you is more powerful than any storm outside. And that fire, your fire, is what will take you from ordinary to extraordinary. So my friends, remember this: success begins in your mind before it appears in the world. Dream so big that it scares you. Start small, but start today, because action beats hesitation every single time. Act like the rich, even when you have nothing, because mindset determines destiny. Learn to love rejection, because every no, is shaping you for the yes that changes everything. Build people before you build profit, because the legacy you leave is measured in lives, not money. And never ever lose the fire. Even when your body is tired, even when the world seems against you, keep burning. The world will test you. It will challenge you. It will push you to quit. But there is a power, a vision, and a fire that no obstacle can extinguish. Stand firm. Keep moving. Keep believing. Keep creating. The journey is long, but every step you take brings you closer to a life you once thought impossible. Remember this: ordinary people wait for opportunity. Extraordinary people create it. Ordinary people give up. Extraordinary people keep going when everyone else stops. The choice is yours every single morning. Will you hit snooze, or will you rise and conquer your dream? Choose to rise. Choose to act. Choose to be unstoppable. And one day, when people ask how you did it, you will smile and say, I never gave up, I never stopped dreaming, and I never lost my fire.